Unsa ito? Resume. Maginigi ka ng hangin. Diyan? Saan galing? Okay na dyan? Sige. Anyway, we're about to start. 48th regular session of the 21st City Council is now called to order. Invocation by Councilor Hilda Go and followed by the singing of Lupang Hinirang and the Cagayan de Oro March. Please rise.
Almighty and everlasting Father, we bow before you today with grateful hearts as we gather for the 48th regular session of the 21st City Council. We thank you for your unfailing guidance, protection, and wisdom that have brought us to this moment. We ask for your divine presence to be upon each councilor, the presiding officer, and all the officials and staff present. Grant us clarity of mind, purity of heart, and integrity of purpose as we deliberate and decide upon matters that affect the lives and welfare of our people. May you open our eyes to the needs of our communities, especially the poor, the vulnerable, the women, the families, and the members of our cooperatives. Help us to work in true unity, respect one another's views, and set aside personal interest for the common good. Let every decision we make be rooted in justice, honesty, and love for the city we serve. Bless our partnership with all sectors of society. May the session be productive, peaceful, and fruitful, bringing lasting progress and prosperity to our beloved city. All this we ask in your holy name. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang mag-ibig, temas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw. Hinatang tulang awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iindig. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may magdidinig. Lumanang araw ng walang pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng karnay mga amin, ang mamatay ng
Please be seated. Mr. Secretary, please do the roll call.
Honorable City Vice Mayor Jocelyn B. Rodriguez, Presiding Officer. For the First District Councilors, Honorable Desiree Ann M. Dahino, Honorable Roger G. Abaday, Honorable Juancho R. Pascual, Honorable Agapito Heriberto G. Swan, Honorable George Christopher Q. Goking, Honorable Moreno Y. Daba de Fort, Honorable Alpi Ligaspi Sr., Honorable Amy Rose P. Moreno. For the Second District Councilors, Honorable Ibuna Yasin B. Imano, Honorable Maximo T. Rodriguez III, Honorable Paulo Nicolo Gaani, Honorable Joelyn Mercedes El Balaba, Honorable Yanlam S. Lim, Honorable Enrico D. Salcedo, Honorable Hilda Ong Ogo, Honorable Edgar S. Cabanlas. For the ex-officio members, Honorable Marlo L. Tabak, Liga ng mga Barangay President, Honorable Kenneth Jan Di Sakala, City Escape Federation President, and Honorable Dato Roberto P. Cabaring, IPMR. There is quorum, Madam Presiding Officer.
Quorum is hereby certified. Maayong hapon sa tanan. Members of the 21st City Council, maayong hapon kaninyo. And of course, our visitors who are here right now, maayong hapon. Those who are watching us via live stream, and of course, our friends from media. So maayong hapon ka natong tanan. So it was a busy week. Last week, this week, and coming weeks to come. So let us proceed. The new haircut, Majority Floor Leader, Attorney Edgar Cabanlas.
Salamat kayo. Yes, medyo busy kita kanyaging na week. This coming weeks because of our fiesta. Vice Mayor Bebot Rodriguez. Madam Chair, may I move to dispense the reading of the minutes of the previous regular session of this council on August 3, 2026.
Any second objection? Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
Before we proceed to the special report, Madam Chair, allow me to introduce our Pistaka drag show by our Higala drag queens, which is on August 15, 2026 at Superstar Club and KTV Lounge. Pasulti mo ni Turks. May we call on, Madam Chair, may
Si Kim.
I request that Krister Kim Inobio be recognized.
Yes, hi Chrysler. Suspenda.
May I move for the suspension of the rules?
Suspension is
Kim, hindi,
hereby
sabi ko
certified. Si Kim na. Chrysler.
Mabuhay and good afternoon, Honorable Vice Mayor Jocelyn Bebot Rodriguez, to our distinguished members of the 21st City Council, fellow public servants, and dear Higalas. It is my privilege this afternoon to present to this honorable body one of the groups that will be bringing color, creativity, and entertainment to this year's Higalaay Festival with their event Pistaka on August 15 at Superstar Club and KTV Lounge. As we celebrate the spirit of friendship that defines Cagayan de Oro, the city of golden friendship, we also celebrate the diverse talents and Higala who contribute to making our city's celebration more vibrant, inclusive, and meaningful. Today, we are joined by a group of talented performers who have made a name for themselves through their artistry, creativity, and passion for entertainment. They are here not only to introduce their upcoming event, but also to seek support of this honorable council as they prepare to share their talent with our community and become part of the festivities of Higalaay Festival 2026. Their presence reminds us that Higalaay is more than just a festival. It is a celebration of friendship, community, creativity, and many different people who make Cagayan de Oro truly vibrant. And so, with great pleasure, may I present to the 21st City Council our fabulous and talented drag queens. Please stand for it to be recognized. At this point in time, may I call in our drag queen, the leader of the group, for her privileged short message. We have Frank Tonko. But this afternoon, allow him to stand by the name the Maya Hunter.
Oh, Maya.
Um, Hello, Honorable Council and Vice Mayor. Good afternoon. I am Maya Hunter, and we are here to. Gusto ko sundan si Christ or English mo ko We are here to seek support from the Honorable Council for our upcoming event where we showcase the golden talent of the drag community in our city, and we also want to showcase also that bilang may talented but also entertaining po in the same way. In this sense, gusto na mo ipakita unta sa among show this coming August 15 that Higalaay is also a celebration of Pirisot kayo dun. Celebration po siya sa dili lang kay para sa friendship for heterosexual people but also for the LGBT community. That's why we are very honored nga gi-include me as one of the parallel activities sa Higalaay Festival. And with that, punta sa mga bakante nga mga council, pananaw mo sa among show kay for sure ma-entertain pud mo and hopefully ma-inspire pud mo sa mong mga looks and unsa ka kalisod bahimong drag queen, but then among ginapaningkamutan nga effortless or smooth lang tanawon, but then behind that medyo lisod siya. So with that, we humbly ask for unta masuportahan mi sa council sa mga upcoming event, and thank you so much everyone.
Okay, thank you very much. So, i-introduce na lang ni Chrysler ang usa-usa so they can come on stage. Oo, dini, sa tubangan.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My real name is David Haranilia, but today you may call me Maharlika.
Okay, Marlika. Then you can stay here in front so that we can have the photo. Maya.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My government name is Marcelo, and my
Government name na.
and yeah, my drag name is Lamisha Behana.
Oh, Lamisha. Okay.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mark Earl John Cabatuan, but you can also call me Marcella. See you sa 15.
Marcella. Okay.
Hi everyone. Energy check. I said whoa,
Oh.
whoa.
Oh.
Say whoa.
Correct.
So hi everyone, my name is Vince Philip Dahilan, and you can call me Vincy Code, the mugshot diva of CDO Drag.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Asa bang usa? Napa. Anyway, ali, pa-picture na ta. You can stand here in the middle. Bit, tanaw na to, bit. Tagas ba ni ato ba, counselor? Alin mo, alin mo. Samor, samor. Samor. Dula ko magkabunan. Okay, ako. Anak mo na. Ha? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Go ahead, go ahead. Ah. Okay. Thank you. And good luck, ha? Good luck. Good luck. Good luck, mga beautiful. Good luck. Okay. Good luck. Okay. Yes, yes. Good luck. Good luck and thank you very much, Chrysler. Okay na? So, session resume?
Okay, so may I move for this lifting of the suspension of the rules? Okay. The special report. Yes, before the special report, I just would like to greet good afternoon to everybody.
No, we
especially
have-
our Vice Mayor.
Yeah, actually,
I forgot.
before the special report, we have to sing a happy birthday song.
Birthday-
For Councilor Roberto Cabaring. Kisa may mulid bi sa kanta katong wala pa na ako natawag. Kisa ay wala pa. Kisa pataas, pataas. Maglid na biyag ka, dili biyag mo diskurso. Be, kasi nagwala pa gyud nako naggisugo nako. Des, okay, Des. Go ahead, Des. Go, go, go. Please stand up.
Everyone, let's please stand for our singing of happy birthday song to our dear Councilor Cabaring. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Happy birthday, energy to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Faster, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. How old are you now? Joke. Okay, thank you everybody.
Okay.
Okay, so with that, we proceed to our business of the day. Special report. There is only one member of the City Council who would like to make a special report. Councilor Roger Abaday on the fire barangay fire.
Good afternoon, Councilor Antoy Pascual.
So may I request, Madam Chair, that
Councilor Girly Balaba, I'm sorry. Okay.
that Councilor Roger Abaday be recognized, Madam Chair.
Okay, Councilor Roger Baday, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Majority Floor. Our presiding officer, Vice Mayor Jocelyn Bibot Rodriguez, my esteemed colleagues in the 21st City Council, and members of the Trimedia who are covering us today, and those who are watching us live stream, and the guests in the gallery, especially mga beauty queens, introduced just now, no? May hapon sa tanan.
Hapon.
Energetic sa, hey!
Hey.
Hello! Okay, now, actually, this special report prompted me to report this in view of that recent incident in the fire that erupted last week. No? Now, this special report is aimed to strengthen the barangay public safety and fire emergency response. Now, as a chairman of the Committee on Public Order and Public Safety, I call for a stronger barangay preparedness and emergency response following the recent fire incident, including the high-intensity blaze in Barangay 7, just adjacent to our City Hall. No? Now, this incidents reminds us that in an emergency, every second matter. Now, a delayed response, unavailable equipment, block access road, or breakdown in communication can turn a fire into a tragedy. I therefore recommend three immediate priorities. First, strengthen operational accountability. The barangays must maintain a clear 24/7 duty system personnel. Tanods and emergency vehicles drivers. Once a fire is confirmed, trained personnel must be able to immediately mobilize available resources without necessary delays. Can you look at the PowerPoint presentation? That's the situation, no? During while fire is still on flame, no? The barangay. So you look at about their fire trucks. Okay, that's the video, no? Now, where feasible emergency vehicles should have a GPS tracking and reliable communication systems for coordination with the Barangay Command Center in the Bureau and the Bureau of Fire Protection. Ang naitabo, ang ilang fire truck supposed to be the first responder, pero muna na i-rescue kay naabutan na sa kalayo. So, muna nahitabo sa look at the fire trucks in the middle of the road where the barangay hall and the house also the barangay captain were also totally bored. So may gani kay wala gid nakagawas wala magamit ang fire truck naabtan sa kalayo. So that's second recommendation. Protect and maintain emergency assets. Now first trucks, the fire trucks, rescue vehicles, pumps, hoses, extinguishers, radios, and other equipment must be properly maintained, accessible, and strategically positioned. So, ang nahitabo, wala man na plaster ang ilang mga equipo. Wala po personnel na karesponde. So, munang resulta, no? So, the critical equipment should also have backup storage where possible, ensuring that one incident does not compromise the entire barangay response capability. The third, strengthen the preparedness and emergency access. Now, barangay DRMM committees should conduct regular drills covering evacuation, emergency deployment, communication, crowd control, and coordination with the Bureau of Fire Office. Now, emergency access roads must also remain clear. Illegal parkings and obstructions along narrow roads and alleys must be strictly addressed because a blocked road can become a barrier between a victim and rescuer. Daghan kayong mga sakyanan diya sa along the road nga na-appeal pagkasunog kay ni park man diya along the which is illegally parked. So under Republic Act 10121 or the Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Act of 2010, barangays are required to allocate at least 5% of their estimated revenue from regular sources for BDRRM fund. Now, these resources should be properly utilized for emergency response, preparedness, prevention, mitigation, equipment, training, and communication systems, and other measures that strengthen public safety. The use of these funds must, of course, comply with the existing budgeting procurements and commission on audit rules and properly incorporated into an approved BDRM plan. So, honorable colleagues, public safety begins before the emergency. So we must ensure that our people are ready, our equipment is operational, our roads are accessible, and our response systems are working. So let us not wait for another tragedy before we strengthen our preparedness. When the next alarm sounds, our barangays must be ready to respond. I am preparing this special report to the Committee on Barangay Affairs for their discussion during their regular meeting, Madam Chairs and my colleague. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Councilor Roger Badayes, Councilor Janjan Rodriguez, and Councilor Marlon Tabak.
Mayong buntag, mayong hapon Vice, mayong hapon sa atong colleagues, no? Thank you for the report. For the good report of our Councilor Eric, Councilor Roger Abaday. Mata na ta. Katulgon pa. Yes, as a representative and as a councilor from the 2nd District, I feel the need of our support group in terms of our fire incidents in the city. Namely, ikalima na ang atong barangay Kamamanan, ikaupat na ang atong barangay Lapasan. Those are our one of the biggest barangays here in Cagayan de Oro City. Now, as you all know, we do have our Barangay Fire Auxiliary Group, our BFAG. Yearly na siya, Vice. Yearly ang atong BFAG, usually comprised of several youth representatives from one barangay to another, including our SK representatives, including our SK chairman, as well as our barangay kagawats and some of the kapitans. Of course, I really go for the barangay empowerment as well, with the 5% disaster from the barangay budget. But then again, kulang ra gyud na, no, Vice? Kulang yun. Kay you as a former kapitan, me as a former kapitan, barangay kapitan, we see to it na kung usara gani ka fire sa first year nimo na kay fire incident, it's very hard for us to recover from that. Even our residents, lisod gud kayo, pakauno nimo 24/7, breakfast, lunch, dinner, at the same time, moabot ng 15 days, napagyapon sila sa imong barangay. Then again, the barangays, I'm sure our councilor of course, from the Liga ng mga Barangays, Councilor Tabak, would agree that not just the barangay budget alone will let them survive of all the incidents per year. Kay ga-replenish man na advice, no? They need the city budget as well, na kinanglan ng atong CSWD andang permi. Because, of course, we laud the efforts of our CSWD kinahitabo. The past 2 months, nagkadungan-dungan ang mga fire incidents in 1 week. And it took them sometimes 24 to 48 hours from our city, CSWD, to give the allocable budget for our community kitchen. So, gikan sa bugas, sa dilata. So, I would like to also commend our CSWD headed by our, of course, our head, Ma'am Annie Tongson. That will be all, Vice. And we thank you also from our city government that has been responding to all fire affected, especially our families that are affected. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, Councilor Marlon Tabak.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer, and the rest of the member of the 21st City Council. Thank you to our reporter this afternoon. And I would like only to inform the August body that the City Planning Office with DILG is strictly monitoring the formulation of the Barangay Disaster Risk Reduction Management Plan. The required gid mitanan before our annual budget also will be approved gipa-require gid mi tanan. And naapoy strict kaayo ang DILG for the report of BDRR plan utilization fund. So kana atong inform ang August body that the city government is really working to harmonize the barangays in the city in terms of the implementation of the TRIM plan and the other activities in the barangay. Ang atong CDRR, anytime pwede na sila matawag for a training dito sa atong mga kabarangayan, and a lot of the barangays in the city already avail for the technical support of our city disaster risk reduction. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Councilor Marlo Tabaques. Councilor Gurley and majority after.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Vice Mayor Bebot Rodriguez, and to my dear colleagues, may hapon. Not for anything else, Madam Chair, but since naman gyud natong gisgutan ang sunog, no, gikan lang ko dito mo nang na-late ko kay gikan ko sa Barangay 7, akong ni tabang ko, no, sa paghatag o pagtunol sa hinabang nga gikan sa office of Senator Bongo, na who's always been one of our partners, no, during calamities.
Yes.
Tanan sunog diri sa Cagayan de Oro City, wala gyud pakyas ang ato ang pinalanggang Senador Bongo sa paghatag og tunol, no, sa mga hinabang. And then I would just like to make this give since na yung opportunity to thank, no. I think na he's the only, sad to say, the only national public servant na who really kanang nagtanaw sa mga kahimtang sa ato ang syudad.
Yes,
Salamat.
thank you, Councilor Gurley Bala. That is true. Even Nazareth, way back, years back, kada na sunog na siya to hand out any food assistance and in fact meals for the those who are involved, those affected. So thank you very much. Yes, Majority Floor Leader, Attorney Edgar Cabanlas.
Just a short comment on the special report. Now, we have been experiencing a series of successive fire incidents in the city, and I was hoping that the chairman of the committee on fire and prevention conducted an inquiry on these incidents to determine whether the response of the fire department is adequate or were adequate, especially that one time in that fire incident in Burgos, so one of the fire truck was
burned.
The fire department was burned. So there is some question how. Who is negligent there? So my suggestion would be the Committee on Fire Prevention should conduct an investigation, and all those suggestions of Councilor Abada should be discussed there. And then later on, after a series and comprehensive discussion on the issues, submit to this council what would be the proposed legislative action.
Yes, yes.
There should be an immediate action to be taken by the committee so that we will be appraised later on what happened and the recommendation later on.
Yeah.
Nana.
Maybe probably, yeah. Councilor Roger, probably you have the idea what happened to the fire truck. Okay, please.
Thank you very much. In view of this incident, I am scheduling a committee meeting within this week, calling by the Fire Bureau of Fire Office to shed light what really is transpired, no? And calling also the barangay officials, the ABC, so that we can discuss in aid of legislation, we can draft any legislation in order to update as far as public safety and order is concerned.
Okay. Thank you very much, Councilor Roger Abaday. Yes, Majority Floor Leader. Attorney Edgar Cabanlas, you have the floor.
So refer to the committee of Roger, or Councilor Roger,
Committee,
and to the barangay affairs. So let's proceed to the business of the day, Madam Chair. Item number 1, Turks.
Item number 1 is for omnibus approval of proposed resolution number 2026-374 and proposed resolution number 2026-375. declaring as operative in their entirety effective on the date fixed therein, the Herin Sangguniang Kabataan resolutions covering the respective annual budget for calendar year 2026 of the herein mentioned Sangguniang Kabataan of the barangays of Cagayan de Oro City, to wit, A. Resolution number 002 series of 2026 of the Sangguniang Kabataan of Barangay Bayabas with an estimated income of 2,081,555 pesos. B. Resolution number 03 series of 2026 of the Sangguniang Kabataan of Barangay number 33 with an estimated income of 381,152 pesos.
May I request, Madam Chair, that Councilor Marlo Tabak be recognized.
Councilor Marlo Tabak, you recognize.
I move to approve proposed resolution number 2026-374 and 2026-375.
Second.
374? Do we have 374? We have? Yeah.
Ice cream.
Mo dito wala na ice on the board siya, no? I was looking at the Councilor Tabak, nawala siya.
Oh, because hindi
Kay dili gid siya kuan.
hindi
SK. Yeah, it's okay. Any second? Any objection? Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
move to approve second final reading.
Second, objection? Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
Item number 2, proposed resolution number 2026-376, approving and adopting the contingency plan on drought in the agricultural sector of Cagayan de Oro City as of May 2026. May I request Councilor Paulo Nicolo Gaani be recognized, Madam Chair.
Councilor Paulo Gaani, you recognize?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Majority Floor Leader, maayong hapon sa tanan. I move for the approval of proposed resolution number 2026-376.
Any second? Objection? Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve on second final reading.
Second, objection? Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
Item 3, proposed resolution number 2026-377, approving and or adopting the contingency plan on earthquake of Cagayan de Oro City as of May 2026. May I request Councilor Moreno Dabag the fourth be recognized.
Councilor Jing Daba, you recognize?
Joke lang. Daghang kayo mga chismoso diri, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, Madam Chair, Majority Floor. Move for approval of proposed resolution number 2026-377.
Any second? Objection? Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve on second final reading.
Second, objection? Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
Item 4, proposed resolution number 2026-378, confirming the executive order number 336, series of 2026 of the City Chief Executive entitled an order reconstituting the Human Resource Merit Promotion and Selection Board for the City Government of Cagayan de Oro pursuant to CEC MC number 8, series of 2025. May I request Councilor Yan Lamlim be recognized.
Councilor Yan Lamlim, you recognize?
Madam Chair, may hapon sa tanan. I move for the approval of resolution number 2026-378.
In a second. Objection? Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve on second final reading.
Second, any objection? Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
For inclusion, Madam Chair, may I request that items 5 to 9, 10,
10.
Be included in our session today.
Okay, any second? Objection? Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
Item 5, proposed ordinance number 2026-365, approving the supplemental budget number 2 of the General Fund and supplemental budget number 1 of the Special Account Local Economic Enterprises Utilities, both for calendar year 2026, with estimated income of 73,886,601 pesos and 14,819,216 pesos respectively against estimated expenditures of the same amounts. May I request Councilor Yan Lamlim be recognized, Madam Chair.
Councilor Yan Lamlim, you recognize.
Madam Chair, I move for the approval of ordinance number 2026-365.
Can I second? Objection. Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve on second final reading.
Second. Objection. Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
Item 6, proposed ordinance number 2026-366, authorizing the Honorable City Mayor Rolando A. Uy to sign the contract of lease between the city government of Cagayan de Oro, Lesser, and Mendero Medical Holding Group Corp. Lessee, represented by its president, Dr. Samuel Mendero III, covering the lease of 495 square meters space of hemodialysis unit of the Giarbora General Hospital, the city, for a period of 1 year at the rate of 540,000 pesos per month under the terms and conditions stipulated in the contract of lease hereto attached. May I request Councilor Chris Goking be recognized, Madam Chair.
Councilor Chris Goking, you recognize.
I move for the approval of proposed ordinance number 2026-366.
Can I second? Objection? Query? Yes, Councilor Ibin and Councilor Aimee Moreno.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, ug sa tanan. This is just a query, Madam Chair, on this. This new contract of lease that, we are authorizing the local chief executive to sign, Madam Chair. I would just like to ask, what is the current situation of our dialysis center in JRB and why are we leasing it now?
Okay. Can somebody, Councilor Paulo, can you answer?
Wala. Was there a committee hearing on this also?
Was there a committee?
Certified urgent. So can anyone give us at least an insight, Madam Chair, on the situation?
Yes.
in
Anybody,
JRB?
please? Councilor Paulo? Kasi assistant ni Councilor Paulo sa committee.
Majority Floor, Madam Chair.
Give to the majority floor, Madam Chair.
Yeah,
Answer the
anything that you
question.
can say, Councilor Paulo?
I only
Wala.
know what there are 16 machines. That's all I know. And
Okay. Yes, Councilor Majority Floor Leader, Attorney Edgar Cabanlas.
This is an urgent request from the Office of the City Mayor, and we have the opinion of the City Legal. And there is already an attached, prepared proposed lease contract agreement between the city government and the lessee. Now, Madam Chair, we know that this is a hospital, and with this urgent request of the mayor, then there must be a need or there is a demand for more hemodialysis facilities in the hospital, which I think the city government cannot immediately provide. So we have to access private providers for this, and with the attached documents, it would show that this corporation can provide additional hemodialysis facilities for our patients in the Giarbora Hospital. Now, we know, I mean, it's common knowledge that this is a common medical issues now in the city, not only in the city, but in the entire world. This, mga tao nga doon diabetes. And we also understand, we saw that people are lining up for access to these facilities, especially in our city hospital. We have our own hemodialysis facilities in the Giarbora Hospital, but there is a need for more. There is a need for more, and this provider, Madam Chair, is not there to provide medical hemodialysis treatment free. They are there to pay for. They are required to pay a lease of 540,000 a month. So it would seem that they will be the one to collect the medical fees for treatment using the facilities, but the city government requires them to pay for the rentals.
Okay.
I understand that, Madam Chair, but my question is, what is the current situation? Is it working? Is it not? Pila atong gaka-cater it? I'm asking a general question, Madam Chair. I understand it is urgent, certified urgent, so therefore we don't have any records or minutes to read so as to the situation of what is currently happening now in JRB. That's why I'm asking, because if as stated, nga this is for additional hemodialysis units, which I understand nga taas kayo actually ang need karon, no, labi na sa ato sa Dakbayan. One of the rising diseases is kidney disease in the city. But my question, Madam Chair, is kung naatay gina-cater before, pila di atong ga-cater, and why do we need someone to run it if it's running right now? Mara man ako. I want clarification, Madam
Yes,
Chair.
Councilor Paulo is raising his hand. You have the floor.
He has already spoken with somebody.
No, I already spoken with Dr. Perez kay
So you're
siya mismo
lifeline.
Yeah,
From
nakurat
the
siya.
lifeline. Yeah.
Actually, wala po niya kang Dr. Perez, but just this morning yang gitawag sa iya, expired na day ang previous contractor atong sa ato ang hemodialysis unit. So kani siya bag-o ni siya karon mo nang 1 year siya kay i-test kay sayang manggod kung dili masugdan. But sa previous na ay 12 ka working units ato. Yes.
So masugdan, it has not started yet?
Now man na-expire na
Is
atong
there another old renter?
Oh, yes.
But he's renting before.
Yes.
So this is going to be the
With the new kaning group kaning Mendero Medical Holding Group. Yes. So ilahat tanan sila yung mag-lease ato sa space sa Jerborha. So ilahat tanan lihok, ilahat tanan.
Yet, but then our dialysis center will continue.
Yes.
With 16
Daw, Madam Chair.
12
mentioned
kulang.
12.
Yes, 12. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Oh. That's all I'm asking, Madam Chair. And
Okay.
also, now that we know that it is functioning, it has 12 units. I believe it is working on 2 shifts a day, Madam Chair. Therefore, we're catering to 24. And Madam Chair, this one is for the patients, no? I want to ask, Madam Chair, and clarify if the patients will be paying personally or will they be enrolled in the PhilHealth program?
Yes, Councilor Paulo.
No, Madam Chair, dili magbayad ang mga pasyente kay i-charge na siya sa PhilHealth. Ang PhilHealth ay lang magbayad sila for indigenous patients.
Okay, so
Okay, that's-
charge to PhilHealth.
Yes, because I know PhilHealth has a very good program now with the kidney patients. And also, Madam Chair, I'm not against this. I just want a clarification as to why we have somebody new, no, running our dialysis center in the JRB. And maybe just a suggestion before we continue for the approval of this item, Madam Chair, is I do believe we had a few nurses then that were trained specifically, hemo nurses, hemodialysis nurses, Madam Chair, that maybe we can also magamit nato sila balik, Madam Chair, in the proposed center. I know that when we lease this, the leasee will then be in charge, but maybe the local government or the representative of the local government can also ask the leasee, Madam Chair, to put our nurses who were trained in hemodialysis in the said facility, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, Councilor Amy Morano, then Councilor Des Dahino.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mayong hapon. I know, Madam Chair, that this ordinance, proposed ordinance, when you look at it, lucrative tanawon ang 540 million. Ay, 540,000 pesos kada bulan. However, and just to, with what I have gathered, Madam Chair, during the 19th City Council, a resolution was approved with for the construction of the said facility. It's a 43-chair facility. And September 30 of 2022, the hemodialysis center was opened finally. Then June 1 of 2023, it has the DOH license to operate and accept patients. Now, during the 2024 Charter Day, I also believe that our local chief executive had promised to add 11 more chairs aron mas madugangan ang atuang mga pasyente o matabangan. But my question is, if there was already a plan in improving or creating this 43 chair, number one is, why do we need to, as mentioned, actually gitubag naman ni Councilor Paulo Gaani no, na nag-end ang ilahang contract, pero wala man ako nakita dire na number one, walay letter coming from JR Borja, head, that they were informed or their recommendation regarding the deal. And second, wala ko'y makita nga plano kung unsa bay plano. Are the machines going to be utilized by Mendero Medical? Will they be using our machines or will they be providing their set of machines? Kasi base sa contract of lease, they will be providing the equipment. So the purchased equipment that we have right now, if there are so, unsay asa nato gamiton, asa nato ibutang. Now, the 540,000 pesos kada bulan, again, as I say, very lucrative siya tanawon, but if we do the math, Madam Chair, ang atong purpose diri is ato tanawon what is beneficial, advantageous to the city. If we are going to have it leased out at 540,000 kada bulan, based on my computation, Madam Chair, kay what I have gathered is we have 16 running machines. So, karon, it has been clarified, only 12 machines have been running. I have not done the math, but prior to this, I tried computing the math, Madam Chair. If we were to have 16 chairs, twice a day gamiton ang chair. Maximum is 3 times. Pero twice na lang, conservatively speaking. That is 32,000. Times 32 times 6,000, kay that will be the income to be generated by PhilHealth. 6,000 will go to the hospital. That is 192,000 kada adlaw. Times ibutang na lang nato sa 24 days, dili na 30 days. 24 days. That is 4.6 million kada bulan. Times 12 months. That is 55 million pesos kada tuig. So I don't understand. I just want to be able to understand, asa gikan kining 540,000 pesos that will be given to us as a lease. Kay wala man tagitagaan og any other report, no? So mao nang gusto na ako na clarification. Kay income loss is services delayed or services unrendered to the people of Cagayan de Oro. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm calling to for Councilor Desdahino muna. Then Councilor Paulo, then Councilor Roger.
Mayong hapon, Madam Chair. Mayong hapon sa tanan. I would just like to add, no, because Councilor Evie Mano was asking unsa di atong situation karon. The brother of my mother happens to be a CKD patient. Wala, to be honest, Madam Chair, dili makakater ang Cagayan de Oro og inani kadaghan na patients. In fact, my uncle happens, mularga pa siya og Davao just to be catered. Imagine Davao. So we really need mga inani na mga companies. In fact, I know a lot of businessmen na walay medical related na mga courses, ga-cater na sila og inani because the early recorded na CKD or chronic kidney disease is 12 years old. So nato i-mention si Councilor Aimee, approximately the lease would generate 6,480,000 in annual rental revenue based lang sa 540,000 na rent. This is exclusive of any additional charges, if naa, utility service related obligation that may be provided by the contract. So a year of lease term is relative conservative and allows the city government to reassess the arrangement based on the operational performances, public benefit and financial returns. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Councilor Desdahino. Yes, Councilor Paulo Gaani.
Thank you, Madam Chair, no, for the information of the body lang. Since sa previous company, ang B. Brown Company, which was running the hemodialysis unit, ang ato magong kasabutan ato is kita'y magpalit sa consumables pero ilaha ang machines. But kani manggod sa karon sa bag-o sa kaning Mendero Medical Holding Group, ilaha tanan. Igora sila magbayad sa tuwa every month. Pero tanan gastuhonon, tanan ang manpower, ilahagi tanan ang kalihukan. So I think this ordinance manggod is good for the city kay at least maka-cater tag patients nga naay mga chronic kidney diseases. At the same time, the private company will be holding all nga kalihukan gikan sa consumables pati sa mga machines ilahatanan. So the city government will be in partner with them.
Okay.
So that's all, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm calling for Councilor Roger Abaday first, then Councilor Aimee, Councilor Gurley.
Thank you very much, Madam Presiding Officer. Actually, what we are doing now, we are approving this ordinance because this is a primarily step that the mayor can enter into a contract. Without the approval of the city council, the city mayor cannot enter into a contract. But the mayor is well advised legally that this is just the process and it will have to meet with the requirement under DOH or health protocols. Wagi pa ni siya sa DOH, kinanglanon pa ni. Siguro in the whereas, mabutang ni siya ng mga conditions. No? As far as transparency is concerned, for public interest and protection of the indigent patients, since GR Mora is a public hospital, LG-owned hospital, historically mandates to serve the underprivileged contract. Contract must protect public welfare. It should ideally outline clear provisions, whether it is discounted or subsidized treatment. Katong ipungutan nila, mabayad ba? Councilor Paulo said that it is the PhilHealth, no? PhilHealth, no? So that should be it should be included in the whereases of the contract, no? So indigent treatment, no? That residents of CDO, ensuring that the private partner does not entirely commercialize the public health assets at the expense of the poor patient. That should be included in the whereases of the contract. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yes, Councilor Aimee Moreno, then Councilor Gurley Balaba.
Madam Chair, it's not that I am not agreeing to this partnership or ordinance, but however, it is our role to ensure na above everything else is maprotektahan ang atuang welfare sa katawhan. Now, as mentioned, this would be more advantageous to the city, as mentioned by Councilor Paulo Gaani. However, words are insufficient, Madam Chair. We need data. We need words or data coming from J.R. Borja or their study to reaffirm that kining arrangement with Mendero would be more beneficial to the people. Mora nang ako ang gusto is maprotektahan ang syempre, supposedly na musulod na kwarta sa syudad aron mas magamit na mas daghan tay magamit na pondo para sa atuang health benefits, Madam Chair. So, and second, Madam Chair, remember that kining facility, it was purposely made for hemodialysis. So, ang mahitabo ani is Mendero will just come in, put their equipment, kay it is already functioning. So, installation ready na ang atuang facility. So, was this even a basis for the price of 540,000? Kay taman raman sa pagsalpak sa mga equipment. That is why I really have no idea, Madam Chair, kung asagi ka ng 540, of which I hope can be clarified kung asagi ka ng 540,000 a month. Madam Chair, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilor Aimee. Yes, Councilor Gurley, you're raising your hand.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ako, sa mga na-discuss, no, I would just like to ask na lang din. If there is a third party operating the hemodialysis unit in JR Borja, ibig sabihin, the equipment there is not government city-owned. Yeah, di na city-owned. So ang machines and katong mga machines and all the sa banatawag na equipment dito na sa third party. Yes, and ang ila lang ginabayad karon ganing bendero is the space. Okay. Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you very much, yes, Councilor Paulo Gaani.
Madam Chair, ingani man gina siya basta kanang usually case sa hemodialysis unit, especially sa lain cities all over the Philippines. Like for example, Pasig. Pasig also has a third party sa ilaha. Kay the contract stipulates man is a 1-year non-renewable lease. The lessee will be responsible for the staffing, DOH licensing, PhilHealth accreditation, and also provides the equipment and bears the operating cost. Then the JRB General Hospital patients receive referral priority with a zero balance billing applies to qualified CDO residents, PhilHealth patients undergoing conventional hemodialysis. The city bears no liability for the lessee's operation. So, mas advantageous sa syudad kay ang third party tanan mo lihok mo trabaho para mo i-cater kay tungod sa kadaghan sa atong pasyente, Madam Chair, sa kailangan pud na to og tabang sa atong private partners. So for the clarification lang to sa August body, Madam Chair. Thank you og may hapon.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilor Paulo Gani. Dungan mo nagtaas og kamot. Siya una. Councilor Agasuat, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. All the while I was thinking we have our own hemodialysis machines. May I ask, Madam Chairman, do we have our own machines in JR Bora? And if we have, why are we renting the space, Madam Chairman?
Councilor Paulo, you have the floor again.
I already answered that. We have the machines sa atong previous nga supplier to sa Bibron but na-expire na ilang contract so mo nang renew ta karon. So gina-allow pa nila use ang ato machines but kita mo palit sa consumables nga kinanglanon para sa dialysis.
So just to clarify, Madam Chair, we bought the machine.
Di ba dati 12 seats? 12 seats. So under the supervision of JR Borja, correct? So,
we bought
that is our the JR Borja operated on that. So the one that you mentioned now is that the leasing katumo rental. So that will be additional to the 12 machines, di ba? So ang ato good is only 12 seats.
So, Madam Chairman, considering there is a lessee, how much machines would they now offer? If we have our own government-owned 12 machines, so we don't have. But Councilor Gani, Madam Chairman, mentioned that we have.
Yeah. Councilor Gani said that there's 12.
Nate machine, Vice.
For the 12.
Yes, pero sa third party to nga own. Ato lang sila ga operate.
Meaning we do not own that.
Dili nasa tong hospital karon.
Yeah, but we do not own that.
No.
My question, Madam Chairman. So in other words, we don't have our own machines.
Councilor, answer. No. Okay. Yes, who is raising? Then Councilor Ibi then Alam. Okay, Councilor Alam.
Madam, on record, it was stated that the local government unit or JRB does not have 12 units of dialysis seats. Madam Chair, ang tag-iya sa Dusi, correct me if I'm wrong, again, ang tag-iya sa Dusi was the previous leasee. Correct, Madam Chair?
Yeah, that is what I
That's what
understand.
they said? Yes.
Uh,
So the 12 seats, Madam Chair, ilang ibilin for the next leasee to use?
Napa lifeline pa.
Someone saying disposable. I don't think chairs are disposable. Madam Chair, no, Councilor Paulo Gani mentioned earlier nga other LGUs partner with...
Yeah, we will answer that first, okay? Councilor, what happened to the 12 chairs?
Vice kwaon sa previous contractor. Katong Bibron nga company.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
out of the ano.
Yes. mo enter ni ang Mindero, sila ang
Mindero.
si ilahat tanan dayon. Igo ra ta mag
So
ano.
the 12 seats, Madam Chair, just to clarify, will be taken by the previous leasing, will be taken
Yeah.
back.
Per
So
Councilor Gan.
i-slate ang new group, Madam Chair.
Yes,
So
yes.
the new
Oh,
one will be having how many seats?
15.
15.
Ah.
15
So
seats.
the new.
Okay. I just want to clarify that, Madam Chair. Ay, things like this, but this is for the knowledge of everybody. That's why we have to ask questions. Now, Madam Chair, earlier, no, there was a suggestion by Councilor Abaday to stipulate a few other things in the contract. And Councilor Moreno was also asking for data that from JRB and specifically from the Hemodialysis Center about such care that we have in the city. And earlier, Councilor Gani also mentioned nga nakurat po si Doc Perez about this agenda when he made the call, Madam Chair. Given all these queries, Madam Chair, but that are not fully answered satisfactorily, Madam Chair. I know it is certified urgent, Madam Chair, but I think it would be most advantageous for all of us, Madam Chair, if we can bring this to the committee, Madam Chair, so that all answers will be clarified regarding the revenue, regarding the expenses, everything else. I think 1 week, Madam Chair, we can include it in the next agenda, in the next session, Madam Chair, given that this week, this item be heard and tackled in the committee with all the agencies as well as a representative or maybe the leasee themselves, Madam Chair. So if possible, Madam Chair, we can defer this for next week.
Okay, somebody's raising. I will listen to them, okay? Councilor Alam Lim, you're raising your hand.
Actually, kanang machine man god, that is that lifetime na that is for disposable. They rent the kuan, the space, but ang bayad is PhilHealth. We also have the share of PhilHealth. Kataga garipananta na sa mga patient which is nagdialysis. So the machine has its own lifetime. Disposable na that cannot be for long, no? Maybe expire na ang machine that is supposed to be disposed. So pag-list niya sa ato is nag-list siya, nasa profit sa atong city. Kaya na may reimbursement from PhilHealth. How many patient?
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, Councilor Gurley. Then Councilor Gaani.
Yes, I do not agree that it should be passed pa to the committee, Madam Chair, because kining dialysis, this is a kining life and death. No, kinahanglan ni sila kung atong iundang, no, a day delayed for a dialysis patient is a day early sa ilahang, I don't know, sa ilang ano. So, I disagree with the committee.
Thank you. Councilor Paulo Gaani.
Madam Chair, for clarification lang ha, wala man ang actually gid nga nakurat siya nga naani si Dr. Perez, nakurat siya nga na-appeal na sa agenda. Kay dapat unta i-coordinate pa niya sa ako then abinyag next week pa ni mabutang. But sakto tong gingon ni Councilor Gurley, Madam Chair, nga kung ato manggong dili na to ni approve karon, maunda nga ato ang hemodialysis unit. Ma-stop siya.
How about the 12 seats?
Kay,
Is it already
lagi.
flat
Wait. Kita man ko'y gapalit sa consumables, Madam Chair. Whereas kani, ilahatanan ang expenses. Igora ang city nga magdawat, mapadayon din ang ato ang hemodialysis unit. Sayang mangud kay kung ato ning i-delay sama sa giyon ni Councilor Gurley, life threatening mangud para sa uban. So it's very sa akong pagtanaw, it's very advantageous for the city because there's a third party just like other cities in the Philippines nga ilahatanan sila mag-operate, then the city will be just receiving a revenue, Madam Chair.
Okay, yes, Majority Floor Leader. Attorney Edgar Cabanlas.
Undangon ta ni kay daron taning balaod. In the agreement contract of lease, I think it's very clear here. in the whereases, in the third whereas G.R. Borja General Hospital served as the lessor's primary healthcare facility with an established hemodialysis unit. So it is the owner of the hemodialysis unit, the city government. In the fourth whereas, the LICI, which is now this Mindero Medical Center, it says here, the LICI is an established operator of hospitals and dialysis centers in Visayas and Mindanao. So it is the operator. It is not the owner of the hemodialysis. On the second page, number 1, now therefore, for the constitution of the above stipulation, subject to the following terms and conditions to it. Number 1, subject of the list. The subject of the list is the hemodialysis unit of the G.R. Borja Hospital. It did not say that this is a hemodialysis unit of Mindero. It is the hemodialysis unit of G.R. Borja General Hospital, covering approximately 490 square meters. So it is the owner. Mindero is only an operator. Now, I talked to the mayor this morning, Madam Chair. Mindero has been asking him to sign this agreement already because patients are waiting there in the G.R. Borja Hospital. I talked to him this morning during the People's Day in Tibasak. And the mayor said, no, I cannot sign that unless the city council will approve this. So if we will delay this, then I think there are 50 people are waiting there for hemodialysis services. We cannot wait for another 1 week. And on the issue, as I said, on the issue of who owns the hemodialysis unit, it's the city government. And who operates that? It's the Mindero. Because we don't have the personnel and the medical capability to operate this. We have the unit, but we don't have the complete technical people to operate this. We need an operator who is an expert, and this is the one now, Mindero. So no problem there. So move for the end of the discussion, and let's go back to the voting. If there are some objections, then we will do that. We will act accordingly.
Okay. The PhilHealth will pay.
That's why Mindero will receive payment from PhilHealth.
The operator and give a portion to G.R. Borja. Yes, okay, go ahead. Councilor Aga.
Madam Chairman, do we have a portion of that PhilHealth payment as you just have verbalized?
Yes, of course.
We have.
There is a portion that will go back to us. That is why.
Kani magong idealize, no? Idealize ka.
Yeah.
Then from the government national, okay. Once bayaran na sa PhilHealth ang operator, then we get also a portion.
How much is the portion,
that.
Madam Chair?
That I do not know how much is the portion.
Let's have another meeting on that.
Yeah, okay.
That's another issue. Yes, but you don't have to put that in the contract because it is PhilHealth now.
PhilHealth naman ang mubayad.
Which is obligated to the city government. It is another contract between PhilHealth and the city government.
So that is an assurance, Madam Chairman.
Yes.
Yeah, always.
But that's why I think even the original, the former mayors there, the city government from the G.R. Borja is receiving millions and millions of pesos as benefits for using PhilHealth to pay services for the patients there in G.R. Borja. Kung man nakapadako sa G.R. Borja, the contribution of PhilHealth after PhilHealth pays the professional and other expenses for
Perhaps what they wanted this to listen from us is that probably G.R. Borja one of these days will be able to operate itself.
Yes.
That could be a very,
ang gwapong tanong Madam Chair, kung makatrain kita sa mga nurses, doctors that will operate there. But
that is what Councilor Aimee, I guess, is trying to portray that G.R. Borja should have their own.
Yes.
Kita na yun mismo ang ma-operate, di ba? Perhaps one of these days, yeah.
Kaya kita karon second level humantang hospital. So, with that, Madam Chair, move for the approval.
There's any second? Any objection? Abstain? Okay, we have one abstention. One lang. Okay, agree na si Councilor Aga. So, how about
Motion approved.
EB? Out. Okay. So this is abstention 1. Any objection? Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve on second final reading.
Second, abstention 1, same number.
Yes.
Any
same na.
objection? Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
And item number 8 talks about proposed resolution. Number 2026-379, declaring the enlisted core, major, minor, parallel events as the official activities of the Higalay Festival 2026. I think the list is attached to the record, subject to styling. Moved by all members present.
Any second objection? Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve on second final reading.
Second, objection. Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
Item number 9, proposed ordinance number 2026-367, approving the preliminary subdivision development plan of Upper Central Cagayan de Oro Commercial Project located in Barangay Gosada City with an area of 109,012 square meters as applied for by Global Estate Resorts Incorporated, represented by Ms. Maria Rica Samson, subject to the conditions imposed by the city government, City Housing and Urban Development Department, Office of the City Planning Development Coordinator, and the Office of the City Engineer. Move for its approval, Madam Chair.
Any second objection? Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve on second final reading.
Second, objection. Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
There being no other matters, Madam Chair. Oh, no, so sorry. Item number 10, proposed resolution number 2026-380. Yes, suspending the regular favorite subject. Suspending the regular session on August 24, 2026 in view of the celebration of the City Fiesta in honor of St. Augustine and the Higalay Festival 2026, subject to styling by all members present.
Any second? Objection. Objection. Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve on second final reading.
Second, objection again. Hearing none, motion is hereby carried.
There being no other matters to deliberate on, Madam Chair, move for its approval. Move for the adjournment.
Any second? Objection? Session adjourned. God bless us all.
Out of the table. Out of the table. Oh.